In this video, you're going to learn how to beat 99% of agents in cold calling and the listing presentation. I know this is a big promise, but I'll tell you, when you execute the points that I'm going to give you today, you will make it happen. And the best part about it is, this is not complicated. It is fairly simple. All you have to do is implement. We're going to start with cold calling. And I wrote down 5 words that I'm going to expand and explain to you today to beat 99% of agents in cold calling. First word is who. Who are you calling? That makes a huge difference because every, say, contact or conversation is not equal. You speaking with someone that you know wants to sell is going to give you a completely different result than calling random people in a neighborhood. That is just plain common sense. Now, there are other factors. Like I said, I wrote down 5 words. The first one is, who do you call? You want to beat 99% of agents? You're going to go directly to sellers that are motivated and want to sell right now. Number 1 is expired listings, the brand new ones. These are people whose house was on the market until yesterday. This morning, brand new expired. They come out of the MLS. Status changes from active to expired. You want to call them as early as possible. Second one, canceled listings. Similar to expireds, but not exactly the same. A canceled listing is someone who had their house on the market up until yesterday. The listing didn't expire, meaning it didn't run through the expiration date. The agent actually went in the MLS and changed the status to canceled manually. And these are unconditionally withdrawn listings. And maybe you think, oh, well, they took it off the market. They don't want to sell anymore. Not true. They're actually easier to speak with than expired listings because fewer agents are calling. And a lot of them still want to sell. Is it possible that some of them took it off because they don't want to sell anymore? Yeah, it's possible. But the majority, they're going to relist this house immediately. The next one is for sale by owners. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you already know this. I am obsessed with for sale by owners. Their house is for sale and they don't have an agent yet. How much better can it be? And you're beating 99% of agents. Most agents don't call FSBOs, and the ones that do call, they're not calling to set appointments. They're calling to go preview. In case I have a buyer, they got this whole blah, blah, blah conversation that's going to get them nowhere. And after that, I would suggest you call for rent by owners because a lot of them, sure, they're looking for a tenant, but if they speak with an agent that makes them feel like, wow, I could sell this property, a lot of them will consider. So that's the who for you to beat 99% of agents. The next one is when. When do you make these calls? You start every day, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. local time with the brand new expired listings, canceled, and then you go in the order, FSBOs and for rent by owners. Why 8 a.m. local time? It's the earliest that you can call by law. And there is urgency in speaking with these people because they're getting calls from other agents. They're getting a lot of calls from other agents. Why are so many agents calling? Because they want to sell. And just like you, these agents want listings. Now, don't worry. We talked about how to beat them. The next one is going to tell you how to beat them. So, yes, you're not the only one calling. And If you call later, if you start your calls at 9 a.m., at 10 a.m., that's not going to work for you, because a lot of these expired and canceled listings are going to set an appointment with one, two, three agents. They might be interviewing a few agents. They may not. The point is, if you call at 9 o'clock, they already got several calls from other agents, and it's very likely that they already set appointments. And now they're not even interested in answering the phone anymore. So they stop answering, or if they do answer, they're going to tell you, I already set appointments. I have a few agents I'm talking to. I don't need your help. Sure, that's an objection, but why do you want to have to handle that? If you can be the first or one of the first few agents to call, your chances are much higher. And trust me, there are agents calling early in the morning, but the majority of them are not. So when you call at 8, that's going to benefit you. The next word is what. Ooh, this one is huge. They're all important, otherwise I wouldn't even be talking to you about them, but the what you're going to say when you call is a huge benefit, a huge difference for you. Most agents are using scripts that make no sense. You want to have the upper hand. You want to be able to beat these other agents. Say something to these sellers that makes sense. Think with their head for a moment. What are they looking for? What have they been through? And when they think about listing with an agent, whether it's an expired, a canceled, a FSBO, or forever, I don't care who it is. What are they looking for in the agent that they will hire? I thought about that. That's exactly what my scripts are going to address. So this is very simple for you. You can download a copy of my script book for free on my website, salesextreme.com. There's a link in the description. The scripts are right there. Use them. Majority of scripts out there are long. They make no sense. It's a bunch of questions sellers don't want to ask. And using effective scripts is going to give you a huge advantage. Next word I wrote down is how. How are you going to deliver these scripts? Because communication is not just what you say. It's also how you say it. As a matter of fact, how you say it is even more important than the script. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to use a script that makes no sense. It means that you have to deliver my scripts confidently. That is the most important word that I can express to you in the how. If you sound, what's the opposite of confidence? Weak, wishy-washy, lacking confidence. I don't know. I didn't look up the opposite word. You know what I mean. You're not going to be able to beat other agents. You have to say the right thing the right way. Why is confidence so important? Because I couldn't imagine any homeowner listing their property for sale, which is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions, whatever property we're speaking about. Why would they list with an agent that doesn't sound confident about what they're doing? People are not going to do that. It's a huge financial transaction, and it is your responsibility to show up confidently. Oh, but I'm not confident. Well, speak confidently, even if you're not, because that's how you're going to become confident. And real quick, how do you sound confident when you're not? I didn't really intend to get into this, but I'm going to give you the best tip out there. Use downswings. I'm doing it over and over in this video continuously. I speak like that because I conditioned myself. A downswing is when my tone, the tone of my voice, goes down at the end of the sentence. I'm doing it. I'm exemplifying. If you listen to it again, what does it mean? It's exactly how I am speaking. And when you start to speak confidently, you will feel more confident. That is a requirement. And the last one is why. Why is all of this so important? Well, number one, because that is what sellers, motivated sellers, are looking for. As a matter of fact, I want you to write this down. Motivated sellers are looking for an agent that will get their home sold quickly for the most amount of money and with the least amount of hassle. That is what a motivated seller expects. When you call, start calling at 8 a.m. local time, you are showing that you are an aggressive agent. You're showing that you have urgency. You're not messing around. You're not sleeping late, pressing the snooze button, or sitting in your office waiting for business to come to you. No, you are an aggressive agent, and that is what motivated sellers are looking for. Calling the people that want to sell 100%. That's critically important. I said that in the beginning. That can make all of the difference between you spending endless hours on the phone and getting nowhere, and actually setting appointments when all of the other agents out there try to cold call and then they give up. Why? Because they're doing everything wrong. The scripts go without saying. You need to be precise in what to say and to the point. People are not, when you make a cold call, they're not looking for a friend. They don't want to talk to a complete stranger who happens to be a real estate agent that they have zero interest in answering a questionnaire to. So critically important. And I know, as I said in the beginning, when you apply these points, you'll beat 99% of agents out there. Now let's talk about the listing presentation. How will you set an appointment? How are you going to beat the other agents? And this is a strategies video here when it comes to the presentation. I wrote down 14 points. Let me walk you through. Number one, you need to look professional. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you are going to go out and buy a special suit for your appointments. You are never going to go on a listing appointment dressed casually. This is too important. It's too much money involved for the seller. And you're going to look professional and sharp wearing a suit. Whether you're a man or a woman, I don't care. You're wearing a suit. Your hair it's not all over the place, right? It's kind of put together. You look the part. Nails, I don't care, men, women, whatever. Clean. If you like painting your nails, great. But you don't want to show up like all dirty and looking like someone that they definitely don't believe can get the job done. Your shoes, are they clean? Shine your shoes. Clean them up. Make sure you look absolutely presentable, like the best out there. And then the last thing I wrote down is your car. Your car needs to be clean inside and out. Doesn't need to be brand new. It doesn't need to be the latest model. It just needs to be clean. Why is this so important? I was talking to you about confidence over the phone. Confidence when you go into a listing appointment is critical. And when you look good, you feel more confident, period. So make sure that you do what it takes to look good for your appointments, because it's going to work out better for you. Number two, prepare a market analysis that is thorough, not long. I recommend 4 active listings and 4 recent sales. You want to keep it short and to the point. These market analyses that are 10 pages and have too much information can actually confuse the sellers. You don't want that. But it needs to be well prepared in terms of do these comparables make sense? Do they actually compare to the subject property, to this appointment you're going on? Because if you just randomly select actives and closed sales and you don't carefully compare to the subject property, you're going to show up to the appointment and the seller is going to start saying, well, this home is not like mine. Mine has this, mine has that, mine is bigger, and then you're going to feel completely lost. So I would imagine most local board of realtors have classes on how to do a CMA, how to use your MLS. Maybe your company does, your broker. Learn it and learn how to do it correctly, because again, it's going to give you tremendous confidence on these appointments when you are presenting these comparables. Point number 3, all of the paperwork that the sellers are going to sign need to be first of all, organized, clean, not like you open your briefcase and all kinds of papers are flying around. Put it all in a folder, super clean. If you need paper clip things together so you're not scrambling, okay, to get the paperwork out for them to sign. The listing agreement needs to be completely filled out before you show up to that appointment. The only thing that you're going to leave blank is the price, because you're going to agree, you're going to write down the price when you agree with them. Their name, the address, the expiration date, your commission, anything that needs to be filled out should be filled out up front. And I recommend you use paper agreements, not electronic signatures, for several reasons, okay? And I'm going to give you one of the reasons right now, which is point number 4. When you show up to the appointment, after you look at the house, I'm going to give you some other points on that. When you settle down, let's say at the kitchen counter, that's where you're going to do your presentation, or at the kitchen table, you're going to take this listing agreement that's completely filled out and you're going to put it on top of the table with a pen on top of it. This is a subliminal close. You're not going to say anything. You don't need to tell them what it is. They're there right in front of you. The listing agreement with a pen is right here. Subliminally, it's saying at the end of this presentation, we're going to get this signed. That's why the pen is right there. And that is one of the reasons why you want to use paper agreements, not electronic. The next one is you are going to leave your office or your home to go on this appointment early. Figure it out. Use your GPS. You know how long it's going to take? Leave 20 to 30 minutes earlier, so that you arrive at the area, subdivision, neighborhood at least 15 minutes ahead of time. You want to make sure that you are never late. Being late for a listing appointment, it's disrespectful. I mean, that should never ever happen. And you're going to show up 15 minutes early and drive around the neighborhood. And you're going to stop your car in front of each of the 4 actives and 4 recent sales that are on your market analysis. Incredible way to build your confidence. Just making eye contact with these properties that you're going to take the seller through during this presentation. I used to do this all the time. I sold homes in a very big geographic area. And probably once a week, I was going to a neighborhood I had never been before. I don't even know what it is. I'm kind of, okay, well, and I would show up early and do exactly what I recommended to you. And it made me so much more confident when I'm taking, oh, do you know this? This is the corner house on Main Street and Banana Street with the 2-story yellow house, whatever. You'll know what you're talking about. Next point I wrote down. When you knock on the door, you need to embody confidence. Shoulders back, smile on your face, firm handshake. That is, don't for a moment underestimate the importance of first impressions. You talk to them over the phone, great. They gave you an appointment. Now, when you show up, if you're all like feeling and looking defeated when they open the door, you haven't even started this presentation and you are already lost. So look the part. You are already dressed, you look great, you look professional, act professionally. Next point I wrote down, your cell phone when you're walking into that house must be on do not disturb. The last thing you want to ever have happen is for your phone to ring or make noise. I mean, your phone needs to be completely silenced, if not on do not disturb, and put away, nowhere to be seen. It's not on top of the table where you're speaking. It's not in your hand. Your full attention is on this seller, their home, and your presentation. Then I wrote down, let them show you around the house. There are coaches and trainers out there that say, no, tell them to wait and you go look at the house by yourself. It is a great opportunity to rebuild rapport. Ask some of the, say, where they're moving to, where they're going to be there. This doesn't take long. This might take 5 minutes. It shouldn't take longer than that. And you are re-engaging that rapport that you had over the phone with the seller. Then I wrote down, stand up on your listing appointments. You are, when you're standing, you're in a position of authority. Think about a teacher in a classroom. Sure, they could sit down from time to time when they're doing something on their desk. When they're teaching, they're standing. They're in a position of authority and the students are sitting. Again, not only that, standing up builds your confidence. And you're not like slouching and all weird. No, you are the expert. That is what they expect. And body language makes a huge difference in how you sound. And when you stand up, you're going to sound way more powerful than if you're sitting down. Next point, on your drive to your appointments. I'm not even giving you numbers. I don't know if I started with numbers, but I got my notes all sort of out of order here. So don't worry, just keep writing. We're almost there. On your drive to the appointment, you're going to listen to a motivational audio program, video, whatever you want in the car. You're not going to be on the phone, talking to friends, handling problems, whatever you have going on. None of that. You're going to listen to something that is going to inspire you, empower you, and motivate you, because this preparation, these few minutes before you get there, are absolutely critical to your mindset when you arrive. Then I wrote this down. This is the last point, actually. Before you knock on the door, now you arrived at the house, just sit in your car for 1 minute. Take a deep breath so you are relaxed. In case this is new to you, you're a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. Take a deep breath. And then I wrote down, say out loud, I wrote this down, I love it. Say out loud 5 times, I'm prepared. I am confident and ready to take this listing. It's showtime. Let's go. Repeat that to yourself out loud 5 times with a smile on your face. Get excited, because these sellers, the seller, this property you're about to walk into, the homeowner is going to choose to list with you when they feel excited about the fact that you can get their home sold quickly for the most money possible with the least amount of hassle, and you need to walk in on fire. When you follow everything I shared with you here today, I'm so excited, I'm almost losing my voice. You are going to beat 99% of agents at cold calling and the listing presentation. And I can't wait for you to come back and post in the comments and let me know. If you have any questions, put them below. I'll make sure to answer them for you. Thanks for watching.